We have Grogu for Gaga. Okay, guys, welcome to Grogu Gaga, a Star Wars podcast. I'm Sean Williams here with Chip Holton, and we're back talking about Kylo Ren today. We're talking about specifically the Rise of Kylo Ren comic that came out a little while ago, I think about a year ago. And again, in between TV shows, we're going to be talking about miscellaneous things. I don't think we'll have too much of that happening after the Bad Batch comes out. It seems like we're going to have a lot to talk about in between. I think there's going to be a show after show. So for now, this is what we're going to be doing. And so I just wanted to talk about Kylo Ren today because I posted some pictures on our Instagram from the Rise of Kylo Ren comic, which is really great. Love the art and love the story. And it features one of my favorite character of the sequel trilogy, Kylo Ren / Ben Solo. And so, yeah, I think we're just going to talk about that today and just go into that a little bit. What are your thoughts on Kylo Ren?
Oh, you said in the sequel trilogy, he's probably one of your top 5 favorite characters of all time, isn't he?
Yeah, top 5 all time, number 1 sequels.
Well, he's definitely my favorite sequel character just because, I think...
It's hard to argue with that.
Well, his characterization, he got the most focus, I think, in Rise of Skywalker especially. His arc definitely came to the most completion, whereas some of the other ones I felt were kind of left out. But definitely Kylo Ren got a pretty complete arc, which I dig about him. But no, I love Kylo Ren, and I think his whole story is great from... the inception where you see his birth and the aftermath, kind of the interlogs in the Aftermath trilogy, which are a trilogy of books. You kind of see his birth and how he interacts with Han, Leia as a baby, and Uncle Lando, all that.
Would you say it was great?
It was great. It was a great record.
We were just talking about Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. That's the name of the movie, right? Dewey Cox story.
That's it, yeah.
With John C. Reilly, but we were talking before, and we did some impressions by accident, and Chip was trying to do Obi-Wan, and it ended up being like one of the Beatles. So
go to Dagobah.
Luke,
go to Dagobah.
Try some LSD, Luke.
Would you like some more LSD?
The Force be with you. But yeah.
While my lightsaber quietly whimpers.
We had to throw that in there because that was too funny to leave out. But I would like to see a retelling of Star Wars with Paul McCartney or Ringo as Obi-Wan.
Oh man, just get one of them to do a voiceover for the comics. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, we'll get that'd be perfect. Paul McCartney
the Knights of Ren,
Obi-Wan or Luke, even Jedi Master. Well, you know.
Well, they did it for pirates, so might
that's
as well.
True. Yeah, he played Keith Richards. Keith Richards was his dad. Was Johnny Depp's dad.
He was.
And then Paul McCartney was his uncle.
Teague Sparrow is his name, actually. I'm a nerd of multiple fandoms. Teague Sparrow, and then Paul McCartney actually dressed up for one. I think he was in one, wasn't he? He was a cameo?
Yeah, he was in one.
He was in one.
Oh,
yeah.
So he wasn't related to him. He just played a
he just played. I think he played a random pirate. But Teague Sparrow was played by Keith Richards.
I still haven't seen the last one.
Oh, it's really good.
It's 5 or 6.
4 is not good.
5. Yeah, 4 I didn't like.
4, and they have Blackbeard, the most famous pirate of all time. You'd think they would make it a lot better.
Javier Bardem is in 5, right?
Yes, and it heavily focused on my favorite character in that series, Barbossa. Love him. Such a good arc.
Yeah, he was a great.
You should watch 5, and you'll understand what I'm talking about with his arc. It's perfect. But yeah. So Pirates of the Caribbean. This is not Pirates of the Caribbean podcast.
But yeah. Anyways, we had Paul McCartney on that, so we'll have Paul McCartney be Obi-Wan or Luke or one of those guys.
We'll have Paul McCartney as a Twi'lek. And, yeah.
Ben Solo. You want to be a Jedi?
I'm a dancer.
So the beginning of this comic starts with Ren, who is the leader of the Knights of Ren. And by the way, this story takes place in multiple times, but
astounding. The Knights of Ren is led by Ren.
Who would have thought? And Ren means sword. Or something.
I didn't know that. That's something that cool.
Yeah, so something like that. They worship the sword or something. Again, if anybody's listening, they can correct me. But he's the leader of the Knights of Ren. Ren is. So it takes place over different periods of time. Part of it takes place when Ben Solo is about 13, I think. So in about 9 years or so after The Mandalorian.
Hormones are raging.
So he's under the influence of Snoke, speaking in his head a lot. But again, Snoke I think was basically confirmed to be Palpatine, the voice at least, in Rise of Skywalker when he says, "I've been every voice inside your head you have ever heard."
That was good. That was good. Every voice. That was my Vader. Sorry, I don't know. It got really close to my
inside your head. But yeah, so I think that was Palpatine. But we get a little bit of that in there. We're looking at the video right now, looking at some of the clips. It starts off with Ren, and then which is a flashback. Then it fast forward to the Jedi massacre, I guess you would call it, Luke's Academy, and which it gives us a lot of context to that. Where in the movies we thought he just went out and killed all these people and was malevolent, but we see there's a lot more nuance to it.
It's definitely nuance.
That's our word.
Nuance. And I wish they would just go ahead and call it the Jedi Praxium, like just for me and my old EU self. I wish they would just go ahead and do that because calling it Luke's Jedi Academy is hard.
Luke's Jedi Academy.
The Jedi Praxium sounds great, but it's not on Yavin 4, so I guess it really doesn't matter either way.
Do we even know what planet it's on?
We don't.
I don't
As far
think
as
we
I'm
do.
aware.
I could be wrong. I read the comic, but it's been a little bit.
Y'all correct us, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I would love to know.
Also, the Kylo Ren is supposed to be like when he's younger looks like a 40-year-old man in this comic. I'm looking at it. We're watching it on a screen here. And
well, actually, this one is when he's 23. He's not 13. But yeah, I know what you mean.
He still looks like a middle-aged man. But that's fine. That's the art style.
It's hard to draw.
It's the hard. It's the art style. It's fine.
Hard to draw Adam Driver and do a convincing job. He has such a unique face.
He looks like Abraham Parnassus.
Who is that?
The SNL skit. Have you seen him in that?
I don't
Where
think
he's
so.
the oil baron?
Oh yeah.
Look at me, boy.
Totally. He's been on SNL twice now.
Oh, has he? Oh.
Yeah. He did another one where he did Matt the Radar Technician again.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did
a different character. He was playing undercover as somebody else.
Undercover boss.
Yeah.
Starkiller base.
Yeah. And but Adam Driver is one of my all-time favorite actors now, and he's definitely he carried the trilogy. I think a lot of people would agree. I just
broke his
art,
back carrying that trilogy,
as they say. Yeah. And I really, again, I was bummed that they killed him off, but we didn't see the Force Ghost. So in Star Wars.
So I have. Did we talk about this last time? I think I have a theory.
Vaguely. Yeah, we talked a little
theory
bit
about it.
We'll reiterate it.
Yeah. So basically, because there was a dyad, a Force dyad between him and Rey, basically when he gave his life for Rey at the end, spoilers by the way, probably should have said that before.
Spoiler.
But if you listen to us, I'm sure you're well aware. But there's a theory out there that he may have given his life force up, and since they're a dyad, he lives technically inside of her as a. I don't know what you would call that, a Force ghost, I guess. But his essence. Ew, no, that's the wrong word.
Something.
It's hard to talk about a guy being in a girl in any other aspect. But
yeah,
I'm just gonna say Force ghost.
His Force ghost.
His Force ghost.
His essence is
his essence is all up inside her.
His lightsaber. Sorry. Anyway, but yeah, I think I like that idea to have some have Ben live on a little bit. I would have loved to have seen.
You would think that they would put his Force Ghost
it's
and Anakin, like 4 of them.
Yeah, you would think.
Think.
I wonder.
This is Disney.
I have to wonder if it was intentional or if it was really just like this movie was so rushed that they just like didn't even know.
Well, we know for a fact this movie was rushed.
It was rushed,
but they had to do different directors, like like halfway.
Colin
Trevorrow
who directed Jurassic World, and that's about it.
He had a whole script, and there's a lot in that script that I really
there's some cool stuff. We'll do a podcast on that one day.
Okay.
So with that,
put a pin in it.
I read the first half of it, and I thought, wow, there's some really cool stuff in there. Didn't like the second half of it. If you could combine that with Rise of Skywalker, I think it could have had a really cool movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't like they kept Ben Solo evil, or Kylo Ren. He died being evil, so didn't like that. But anyways, and in this comic, we can kind of see that he didn't really kill all these Jedi like you would think. There's a lot more nuance again, and actually, there's a scene where the lightning strikes the Academy, and that's what starts the fire that we see briefly in Last Jedi. But that was confirmed later to be Snoke / Palpatine. So we know that Ben wasn't responsible for the destruction. I think he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he had a couple of his Jedi friends who were really close to him, and we can see in the comic it goes does some flashbacks with them, but they weren't too happy with him, and so basically they leave. The three of them. There's three of them, and then Kylo leaves, and from what I remember, they don't interact until a little bit later, but we'll get there.
No sign of Grogu, by the way.
No sign of Grogu.
There's no Grogu in that massacre scene, so that's good, I guess.
We don't know what's going to happen with Grogu. We know that he's with Luke, but it's Star Wars, so in the original trilogy, there was Luke, and then Obi-Wan and Yoda, and they were what was left. But we know now that from a certain point of view, there were other Jedi. Ahsoka, who was not a Jedi.
From a certain point of view.
A certain point of view. And I think that could be the case here with Grogu, where maybe he's not actually a Jedi, maybe a Jedi, and maybe he leaves to pursue
that's
something.
a Jewish Yeti. He's just a big old monster wearing a yarmulke.
A Jedi, and and I think that could be the case. I know they're not gonna just kill off Grogu.
No, they're gonna get him back with Din in the next season. I'm guarantee it.
I think that'll probably be towards the end of the season. I think the
Ahsoka, the tell was the Ahsoka episode where he says he's untrainable.
Yeah,
because he's not. He's got a lot of anger for a 50-year-old child.
Yeah, we've seen that with the throwing around the stormtroopers. In
what was that
one
episode?
of the episodes.
One of those episodes.
6 or 7 of season 2.
Season 2.
Yeah.
We saw Grogu throw some stormtroopers, which was very amusing, and I loved it.
Yeah,
which was great.
I thought it was great.
But
and we even hear Kylo Ren's music there.
Really?
Bringing it back around, yeah, briefly.
What's Kylo's theme? It's. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I could play it.
I'm glad we're on tune. I think we harmonized that.
Call that. So yeah, I don't think Grogu's there, and if he is, it's Star Wars technicalities, whatever, retcons. I'm cool with it as long as you make the story good. But anyway, so here and we have the video playing right now, and we can see the scene with the lightning striking the temple. And again, if you're watching the video version, I'll try to put clips on here if I can. But we see Kylo was not his goal.
No, and Sean is so good about doing all this technical, techie stuff because I am not techie. I'm glad he could put the video clips for you guys because.
Yeah, it's more fun to on certain episodes you got to see.
Well, the lightsaber one for sure.
Yeah. I went back and watched that one. I watched my own podcast with my girlfriend, and I was like, "Oh, we don't have to watch the whole thing. Just watch the lightsaber part." And but
that's the most enjoyable part of that last one, sir.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out that episode, go ahead and check it out. We had a lot of fun, and watch the YouTube video. We got the images up there. But I think
so. We got Kylo riding. Is he with them right now? Is he?
He is not with them right now.
But there's at least 3.
Yeah, 3 who escaped.
Survivors. Okay. I know the gist of the entire comic book, but I know the stuff where Kylo is 13 more.
Yeah. So this is all happens. This is when Luke disappears, vanishes, as Force Awakens says in the opening crawl. So let's skip ahead a little bit. Oh yes, my favorite part. Here he is, old boy Snoke in his fly, whatever you want to call that.
Why does he change outfits so much? Why does he go from Forest Lord hippie to Hugh Hefner? I don't
Hugh Hefner, and he's got a little a hat almost.
He's got a little hat.
He's in this
a cute little leather hat, like a fedora almost.
Green room. It's
so Snoke was the original neckbeard of Star Wars. This is what I'm getting.
Tips fedora, pretty much. But he's in this grassy planet, and I don't know. I guess to appear good, but you can't look at that face. It's a face only a mother would love.
You would think he would change his. I guess if Palpatine was
Force,
behind it, he would be able to change the form, like the theory in Episode 3 that people say, where Palpatine's normal Chancellor face was just being hidden by the Force, and then when he dropped the facade,
right,
that was it. That
maybe
was his ugly face.
Maybe Ben Solo saw him as like a nice, good-looking dude. Maybe that was a Force trick. You never know.
We're not seeing it, but
yeah, we're like,
he definitely looks evil still, and how Ben didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know.
It's like
he looks evil.
I watched Rebels with my girlfriend, and it was the episode where Ezra met Maul. She's like, why on earth would you trust a dude with face tattoos that looks like Darth Maul?
Call me Old Master.
Old Master.
I love it though, but I love Maul.
Kenobi. Right, so to be continued.
Filoni.
Dave Filoni,
my man.
All right. So, yes, the good stuff. My favorite stuff, of course, is the flashback to Luke, and basically we see Luke and Ben Solo and Lor Santeca, who is the old man played by Max von Sydow.
Max von Sydow, yeah.
Or whatever you
pronounce it. It's Swedish. Who knows? Or like Norwegian or Scandinavian.
It's not American.
He was in The Exorcist. God.
Yes, but and he recently passed away. Sadly,
he did.
Yeah,
he was like 91.
Yeah, he was old. I mean,
he was old.
When The Force Awakens came out, he was already old.
I was surprised that he was even able to
finish
get his head chopped off. Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, he was the old man that Kylo Ren kills in the beginning of the movie of The Force Awakens, and so he and Luke and Ben are on this trip to. Are they finding artifacts or something? They're looking for something. I don't remember exactly what. But and I believe this is the first comic or one of the first comics that mentions the High Republic. I could be wrong, but I believe it is.
I think there's before the High Republic actually came out. There's only 3 references. I think it was this,
the Count Dooku,
the Dooku one, and then Luke in the comics finds a yellow lightsaber that was a temple, what do you call them?
Temple guard.
A temple guard lightsaber. So actually, Luke used a yellow lightsaber for a while.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
We like it. I love the different colors and
I wish he kept it, man.
I know
the yellow lightsaber. I love it.
Yeah, so he's used blue, green, yellow.
But going back to last week, what we believe is that Luke reconstructed basically Obi-Wan's hilt with Qui-Gon's crystal,
which is. I love it. That's
wild
the theory I'm going with.
Wild speculation, but that's my favorite theory so far.
But not even that far-fetched.
No, of course not. It could totally work in canon.
I mean, you know that Obi-Wan took Qui-Gon's lightsaber and probably took the crystal. I mean, it makes sense. And so in this comic, they're on a ship right now, and Ben Solo is just having a conversation with Snoke very casually, just through the Force, which is very strange. And you think that would raise some red flags right there.
Who are you talking to, Ben?
And then he says, Lor Santeca, I believe this is the part where he mentions the High Republic. But either way, they're looking into information about the old Jedi. And so we can see the juxtaposition of Luke and Ben's relationship with Ben and Snoke's relationship, which is it's interesting to see how he's being tugged between two people, kind of like Anakin was in Revenge of the Sith with Palpatine and
Kenobi and Mace. That one scene, man, he was clearly conflicted.
Yeah.
What have I done?
What have I done? Which, by the way, random note in the Clone Wars finale, they have Matt Lanter says that one line. I don't know if you can tell in the flashback, not flashback, but where Ahsoka senses that scene in the Force.
Oh, for sure, right before Rex says, stand back.
So it's all Hayden, and then the one line is Matt Lanter. It says, "What have I done?"
I didn't know that was Matt. Oh my goodness, I love Matt Lanter. So I love Hayden and I love Matt equally.
I think it's interesting. I was watching a video recently that the when you watch Hayden doing interviews in his normal voice, he sounds a little bit more like Matt Lanter. He's kind of got this deeper voice. Ray,
The man is 40, so
let it lift you. But I just thought it was interesting that he sounds more like Matt than in the movies.
that's true.
He sounds very different.
In the movies he was trying to,
Right.
emulate
Mhm.
James Earl Jones
Yeah, and
as much as he could.
I think he did good. I think he got some of
I
the
think he did too.
the inflections right.
The original Darth Vader.
Yeah,
It sounds really good.
and he wasn't like
I'm trying to think of a specific part where he actually sounded like James Earl Jones.
I definitely caught it. I mean, I think a lot of people maybe didn't realize what he was going for.
If you say because of your training, if you put that deeper, it kind of sounds like James Earl Jones, and he did a really good job of
Yeah.
that. Is all I'm saying. Is
He kind of had James Earl Jones in the originals. He didn't really have a British accent, but I don't know, what would you call it? I mean, it was kind of like
super classy,
almost like an old English.
It's
like
almost
from the-
like transatlantic.
Yeah, transatlantic, exactly.
From the 1940s, yeah, one of those, but
Yeah,
super deep. and
exactly.
he put it over Darth Vader, and it sounds super classy, and that's one thing that I think needs to translate over. But of course, James Earl Jones has pretty much done every Vader in film and TV, I think, because
For the most part,
he did Rebels, he
Yeah.
did Rogue One. I can't think of another instance besides the old like video games and stuff where he
Right.
didn't voice Vader.
Yeah, I think he played I think what's his name, Matt Sloan did one in for Force Unleashed and a couple of other things.
The Force Unleashed is the one where I was going to say it didn't sound like Vader.
Yeah, he's
It really doesn't sound
no
like
no
Vader.
offense, dude, but
Yeah, Matt Sloan. We're not.
yeah,
you know,
it a lot of people
Nobody can do James Earl Jones.
now they had somebody do Vader in
Also, shout out to James Earl Jones. Turned 91.
90 or 91, something like that.
He's still
Old.
with us. I cannot believe it.
I
Him and
know.
Betty White, man.
Yeah, I wonder if Disney's gonna just pay him a bunch of money to record 1 million sound bites, just
Like
to use.
Stan Lee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they still got some of his.
They should, man.
Cameos.
They should have the scripts for the next 5 movies.
Yeah, go ahead.
If there's Vader at all, just get James Earl Jones in there because, man, he is a treasure and he will not be here too much longer. So.
Yeah, and but he's one of a kind. He's gonna be hard to replace. But the guy in Vader Immortal, is that what it's called? He did a good job.
Are you talking about the VR game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I haven't heard that, but I'm sure they did a good job. I'm sure
Yeah,
they
I think
they had
so.
to get a good voice actor for a game called Vader Immortal. So
Yeah. But moving on back to the comic. So basically, Luke, Lore, and Ben go find the Knights of Ren, who at this time are led by Ren. And he says that he is legendary, much like Barney Stinson over here. Legend? Wait for it. Dairy. And
I hate that show.
so Chip hates that show. I
hate that show.
that controversial opinion.
Oh.
Oh no,
How I Met Your Mother is not a good show.
we're losing.
Then
it.
again, I don't really like Friends or Seinfeld either.
But I think the internet stopped because you said that.
Yeah, it's like
You just broke the internet.
No,
And it said nope.
No, they're not. I like.
They're like, nope, you don't like that. We're not,
I do like sitcoms.
you're not going to finish
I like,
the podcast anymore.
I like 30 Rock, and I like It's Always Sunny, and I like Parks and Rec. I like Parks and Rec a lot.
Parks and Rec. Well,
But-
we did lose internet, but that's okay. I know the comment. I mean, I know the comic decently.
I do love The Office, though. That is a that could be a controversial opinion for
If you
anybody.
don't like it, yeah.
Because there's some people who are like, "Oh my god, The Office is so dumb." I'm like, no,
Maybe you're dumb.
you're wrong. You're wrong.
Yeah, I value your wrong opinion.
I value your opinion, but guess what? Guess what?
It's wrong. But so this scene, we finally see Luke face against Ren, and this was the first time in canon that we saw Luke being kind of like old Luke, which is Jedi Master that you kind of envisioned. So this is between episode 6 and 7. So he's, probably about 13 or 14 years after Return of the Jedi. So he's pretty. I would assume at this point he's pretty. His skills are pretty high,
honed
in, and he's wearing the crate outfit and he's got the green saber. So I love the combination of that.
It's good, but did he wash his clothes?
I don't think he did, man. Jedi don't have time to wash clothes.
What do you think? Did they have
when he was
an industrial wash machine at the temple or what? Because
I think when he went to Octu, when he went fishing, he just threw his water in there, and when he went milking,
can you imagine how he smelled?
He probably smelled
terrible, man.
Fantastic.
Ray was probably like, here. Actually, no, never mind. If Ray was a normal person,
I'll take the saber back.
She's like, actually, no, I'm gonna go, just like she did.
Like
in the actual movie, she just dealt with everything by herself.
Yeah. So yeah, I think basically we can surmise that Luke wasn't concerned with bathing at this point. But
his beard is glorious.
His beard looks great. This is like the cool age where he's middle-aged Luke. He's not old Luke quite yet.
He's doing the no poo method, which is the no shampoo. He's got that down. His natural body oils are perfect, and his hair is spot on. He's been perfecting that, and he looks good.
So if you're watching this, I think you hopefully would agree, because I love initially when I saw The Last Jedi, I didn't care for the crate outfit. It looked kind of cheap. But now, I don't know, over time I really, really like it. I like the black over the white. It's really cool.
I wish he had gone for a little bit more Obi-Wan.
Yeah, like what he was wearing.
Right. Just a little bit more. But no, I do like the crate outfit. It's fine. It's fine. It was a projection anyway, so. But we see him now where Ben actually kind of like a carryover for that is really that's when Ben really knew Luke, was when he was training with this comic.
Right, which is I guess why he projected as that version of himself. I still think Kylo would have been smart enough to realize that he just destroyed Anakin's saber and that it wouldn't be restored and used by Luke. I thought that was
him angry.
To me, it didn't make sense, and it was just an excuse to not use the lightsaber that I wanted to see.
And I think on the last episode we both discussed how we love the green lightsaber.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite look is both Return of the Jedi Luke and then Crate Luke with the green saber.
See, going into deep lore, I like the comic Luke where he's wearing his leather jacket.
Well, yeah,
and the yellow lightsaber.
I'm referring to canon only.
This is canon.
Oh, you're talking about the in between.
Yeah.
That does look good.
It looks good, but that's young Luke. That's like 22-year-old Luke. Of course, he's gonna try to stylize.
Right.
But yeah, as Jedi Master Luke, Crate is fine.
Yeah, Crate. And so in conclusion, it's fine.
It's fine.
But so we see that, and so Ren is very full of himself, and I don't think
what a beefcake.
Yeah. If you're watching this, I'll throw up the picture there. But so we can see this beautiful shot here of Luke's lightsaber. I love it. It's my favorite. Just love it. By the way, I saw this TikTok of this girl who bought a lightsaber from Padawan Outpost. So shout out. We want to get one. I want to get one too. So Padawan Outpost, if you're watching this, we'll do whatever we need to get one, but I want it, and it looks so cool.
We mean whatever.
Yeah, whatever
we need to do to get one.
It has,
or two even better.
Yeah, we got to get one.
I don't want Luke's though. I don't want Luke's.
No, that's mine.
No. I want Mace Windu's.
I believe.
Oh no! Take that back. Count Dooku's.
Count Dooku.
I want that curved.
So in this particular website, I know they have Luke, Leia, which is very cool. I'd love to have Luke and Leia's matching. That Luke, the green lightsaber.
Just to bury him, right? Yeah. It's all you gotta do is bury him.
Hey, I mean,
in the backyard.
It would have made more sense to have
just with your hands,
the twin sabers that actually look more like bury him.
Right.
But we talked about that last time. But
one of these days, Sean and I are gonna get some of those battle sabers, and we're gonna have a lightsaber fight.
We will. It's gonna happen. But this particular lightsaber has like a million sound fonts in different colors, so you can do orange, yellow, green, purple, red.
Ooh.
And so it'll play the different sound like for the characters.
You don't need the different crystals?
It'll be like, yeah.
You don't have to go to Ilum?
No crystals.
You don't have to go to Ilum at all.
Technology these days, Jedi don't even need to, they can get them from Amazon.
They can just purify them or whatever Ahsoka did.
Luke, order from Amazon.
Go to Amazon. Get your green saber.
A green saber.
A green crystal.
So yeah, well we
like the
know
Beatles.
Luke, yeah, Paul. There's got to be a good pun there, but pun McCartney.
Pun McCartney.
Nah, I'm sure there's something better.
Maul McCartney.
Maul. Okay, that there you go. I knew there was something there.
Yeah, there's gotta be something there.
Maul McCartney. But anyway, so they have the sound fonts, and you light it up, and it'll say, like if you do Rey's, it'll say, "I'm Rey," and it'll turn on and have
I don't want to say that.
a different side.
I don't want my saber talking to me.
We can turn that off too.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it does them before the before
I'm
each
Rey.
one.
Great, good, got it.
And then it says General Kenobi. And then
Oh,
it
that's
turns
great
on.
though. That's
Yeah.
great though. But you gotta have 4.
Yeah, green, blue, green, blue.
Green, blue.
But anyways, so back to the comic.
By the way, have you ever noticed Grievous's lightsabers are just Anakin and Obi-Wan's?
Mm-hmm. It always bothered me.
That's so.
Like, how do you not?
Why would you not do like unique
I mean,
sabers for Grievous? Because Grievous is already.
George is like, well, we already have. We have the models for him. Let's just use them.
We'll do. We already have these
I really
loaded in.
I really think George didn't care about certain things at all, and that was just the kind of thing he didn't care about. Like he's like,
This is a side rant because Grievous should have been one of the coolest characters.
If we check out Clone Wars,
not
animated,
the Clone Wars, Clone Wars, Volume 2.
Yeah, he was.
He is, and also my favorite Jedi, Shaak Ti. Have I ever told you that?
I've heard of that. Yeah,
Yeah. Shaak Ti is my favorite Jedi. And she's great in the Clone Wars. She's fine, but like in Clone Wars, the Jindy Tartakovsky, whatever his name is, Samurai Jack guy.
Samurai Jack, yeah.
She is awesome, and that's what. In fact, another side note. Back in about, I think it was in 5th grade. I think it was 11 when Revenge of the Sith came out. Yeah. Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005, right? So,
yep.
I had a friend who had a Revenge of the Sith party, and he invited us all over. And then we all went to go see the movie, but they had action figures for everybody.
What?
Yes, they had action figures for everybody.
And why don't we have parties like that anymore?
I don't know when we should. Let's do it.
We'll have a Star Wars party whenever this COVID thing.
Y'all are invited. Just
anybody.
Just comment.
Anybody who wants to come comment on the post.
Anybody who wants to come to a Star Wars party, we're gonna plan it and we'll talk about in the next podcast probably.
In the next.
But anyway, there was one Shaak Ti action figure, and the mom
who got it.
I got it.
Spoiler alert!
I know. It was like a grab bag almost, but there was like Grievous, Obi-Wan, Anakin, everybody. There's one Shaak Ti, and my friend had told his mom that was my favorite character. Man. So I snagged that Shaak Ti. Immediately
snag that Shaak
because I snagged that action figure because that was the one, and she was like, "Oh my god, I'm so glad," because that was the one that Keith said,
"Wow,
you would want." So
perfect.
Yeah.
You still have it?
Oh my gosh, probably in the bottom of a barrel in my closet somewhere. My toy. I still have all my toys. I have like a 2003 from Return of the King Aragorn. I've got an old from 1998 a Thrash and Trash T-Rex.
Ooh,
from Jurassic World, which are usually worth like upwards of $500.
The Lost World, Jurassic Park.
Yes,
right.
Yes, the Lost World. Yeah,
I couldn't remember.
Mine is absolutely destroyed because I played with it like a normal kid would. But unused, unboxed, they're up to $500 these days.
Oh
so.
Man, you never know.
I got some
toys.
good stuff.
I mean,
they're not Kenner. In fact, my dad was just in Fernandina Beach last week, and he found a Boba Fett Kenner.
Whoa,
$250.
Wow,
for one action figure.
Wow.
And I was like,
you're like, do I need that? Do I want that? Do I want that? Yes.
He got me my favorite clone instead, which was $50. So
that's a little
different, but
a little more manageable. Who is your clone? Rex? Your favorite clone?
No, my favorite Kenner.
Oh, they said clone.
No, Kenner. The Kenner originals.
Yeah. No, I thought you said you got your favorite clone.
Cologne.
Cologne,
like a.
Yeah, that's why that's a little confusing on the show. The Cologne Wars.
He got my favorite cologne. It was Fives.
Fives.
Don't do it. Fives.
I'm Rex. Fives.
D. Bradley Baker. Which is not.
Well, it's pretty. I mean,
and the thing is though about D. Bradley Baker, I love. He is the clones to me, and Tamara Morrison is not really the clones to me.
Which is funny, but
Boba Fett is Tamara Morrison to me, and D. Bradley Baker could never be. Daniel Logan, shout out. Also, by the way,
Hey, Daniel.
I follow you, and you have liked my stuff, and you're awesome, Daniel Logan. By the way.
So Boba Fett is Chip's favorite character, Daniel. In case you're listening, just throwing that out there. But no, Bradley Baker voiced Boba Fett in The Force Unleashed. I watched that the other day, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds
Did he really?
Yeah, it sounds weird."
And the that's DLC though, isn't
or
it?
the second one, maybe.
Oh, it's definitely DLC because
I don't know.
You don't fight him in.
Well, I watched the clip because I was watching the different voice actors.
Voice.
Yeah. So it was like that voice coming out of Boba Fett, which is weird.
That is weird.
That is so different. But
like
like
the clones, you expect that.
But it feels like natural of the clones. So I don't know. Kind of weird.
Voice. What do you do? Rex.
Yeah, just like not like Tamara Morrison at all.
General Skywalker. Yeah.
But I'm super excited to see him in 120 shows coming out. Kenobi. He's gonna be Commander Cody.
I'm so excited.
Boba Fett, of course. Rex in Ahsoka. That's rumored. So is Cody. But
is that rumored?
Yeah, I think they're all rumored, but probably like 100% at the same time. Because
I definitely hope for Rex, but
Cody makes sense for Kenobi.
Cody makes sense.
Cody was the one who
I hate it, but I feel like he's going to be a villain.
He is. Cody will be,
which is awful.
Well,
that's really going to tear my heartstrings.
You think so? I think having the clones have different personalities completely, like you just don't know if it's going to be a good guy or a bad guy. I think that's kind of interesting.
Well, I think they're all technically bad guys.
They're technically, yeah. Well, so Cody would be a bad guy, but Rex,
which I hate that he hasn't gotten his chip taken out. You would think Cody, you had Wolf. Why did Wolf get his chip taken out? That makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Rex makes sense. And then I guess who's
the other one?
Commando.
Rex, Boba Fett,
Cody, Wolf, and Gregor.
Yeah,
Gregor doesn't make sense either. Like, why would it be those three
random ones? But
why would you have Gregor and not Cody have their chips taken out?
Who knows? But at least I think it'll be cool to see.
I trust in Filoni. Trust me, and that's in Rebels. All this is explained in Rebels, but I do believe in Filoni, and hopefully that Rex makes a compelling villain at least.
Now I don't know how much involvement they have with Kenobi, Filoni, and Favreau, because Deborah Chow is directing it, and I believe someone else is writing it. But I'm sure they'll kind of be executive producers again. I would think.
I hope so. But then you get Pablo Hidalgo as the story group kind of lead, which we have opinions on. But hopefully he'll listen to Dave at least, because he did make the Clone Wars and Rebels. No, that's all his. That's his baby.
Yeah. I think Dave should.
And he did such a good job. And I love both those series so much. Like, I really do, like, with all my heart, love those series.
If you watch Mandalorian Season 2 gallery behind the scenes thing, you can see Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau talk about how to like film something, and they were talking about how they can spin the camera, and Filoni's like, "That's a good trick." Which, if you know that reference, is from Phantom Menace when Anakin says, "Well, try spinning. That's a good trick." I was about to say I was going to attempt the high pitched voice, but I'd let you do it. So it was so great, and he just like giggled like a little boy, and so did Favreau, which is great. Like, that's what I want the people behind Star Wars.
That is Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully they have some involvement, but also trust Deborah Chow and.
Oh no, Deborah Chow! I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to who's directing Rogue.
Oh, it's Patty Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins. I'm really looking forward to that too.
Yeah. So there's a lot of cool, and Taika. He's done.
Taika, that should be a funny one.
Yeah,
like Ragnarok.
I hear it might not be though.
Really?
I'm just hearing rumors, but also if you looked at the Mandalorian episode he directed, it was pretty, which is season 1 finale.
Oh yeah.
So I think he can handle.
Of course,
I'm sure it'll have some. It'll have some humor in it, but I don't know. But back to the topic at hand, because we tend to get sidetracked. But we're back to Kylo Ren anyway. So Luke and Ren fight, and Ben escapes. And then it jumps forward in time back to after the Jedi Temple massacre, and Kylo puts on Ren's helmet, which I think was basically a way to communicate with Ren. And it's confusing with Ben Ren, Kylo Ren. That's
Kylo Ben
Ren. But anyways, he does that, and then and then the Jedi find him, the 3 surviving Jedi who were his friends, and so they face off. I guess it's in the same location that Luke and what's his face were in Lor San Tekka.
Also, the fact that his name is Lore and he collects Jedi artifacts is
meta.
It's telling.
And there's nothing accidental like
No,
Kylo Ren.
never.
Kylo being a hybrid of Skywalker and Solo. Kylo. So
See, I never put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Okay.
yeah, you just
There you go.
and
Kylo.
so anyways, Ben finds Ren, who's the leader of the Knights of Ren at this point still, and Ren is a very handsome dude.
He's a beefcake.
A beefcake.
Like his pecs are like, and his abs, man.
It's what's for dinner tonight.
Ren,
Beef.
it's what's for dinner. The other white meat.
So, yeah, he and so Kylo, who's been Solo at this point, is fighting the Jedi friends, and then we go back to another flashback, which I posted on story Instagram the other day, to Luke's academy, when they were just little children, and got R2 and then the 3 Jedi who
Was that we got a Quarren
and then
And-
just 2 humans, I guess.
and a Zabrak?
Is he a Zabrak?
Is that a Zabrak right there? It looks like a Zabrak.
Him? I don't see any horns or anything.
On the left.
Where?
Him. Her.
Oh no, that's just hair.
Oh,
See,
it's just
there
her,
she
see.
is.
Oh,
She's the one that has like a bitter rivalry with Lil Ben. Lil Ben. That should have been his Sith name.
That's actually my rap name.
Lil Ben.
Lil Ben. Lil Ben Solo.
Lil Ben. And then, so Luke is, so what's her face? This one Jedi, she's really frustrated because Ben's so much better. And so they,
Of course he is.
yeah, I mean, come on. So they had this, rivalry all the way till the end.
It looked like Luke was giving her advice, maybe to say like, hey,
Yeah, he was. He was
don't
saying-
be jealous.
Yeah, it kind of says, what's he say? Ben isn't stronger. That's not how it works. Force can be a trickle, a stream, a river, a flood for anyone who can sense it. So Luke's being good guy. Luke over here being like, you're not that great of a student, but you're still good.
But also connecting back to the High Republic.
Yeah.
He's describing it as the High Republic Jedi did,
Water.
which is very interesting. What did he said? Music, right?
Who?
Luke.
No, Luke said trickle, stream, river.
A trickle
flood.
stream. Okay, so I know there is a Jedi in the High Republic
Yeah.
that sees it that way as
Yeah.
a river.
Yeah. Which
Of
is
course,
interesting.
we know that Luke has been to a High Republic temple,
Right.
which is interesting.
Yeah. So I think this is when they're finally figuring out how to interconnect some the elements of stories to actually make some cohesive continuity.
They're trying their best.
By the way, I like this outfit of Luke too. I like
That is great. I love that.
I like Luke with black over the white.
It's so simple.
It's kind of similar to the other one, but it looks like it's like a hybrid of his Empire Strikes Back with Return of the
Episode
Jedi.
4, A New Hope.
Yeah, it's like
It's Farm Boy and Jedi Master.
yeah, it's really cool. I like that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'll post that picture if you're watching. By the way, I recommend watching if you can. Because put some pictures over here. Oh, and there's Luke again doing a looking cool as usual.
Is that the Quarren?
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
I lost it.
It's just funny that we have a Quarren Jedi, not a Mon Cal.
Yeah, it is interesting.
But then again, that goes to the nuance we were talking about.
Very nuanced.
Because the Quarrens typically are seen as the villains
Yeah, we know that from Mando.
and Clone Wars. There's a whole arc with
Yeah, but-
Princely Char where he was, a Mon Cal. And he basically fought against the Quarrens.
But I didn't really hate him until they tried to kill Grogu.
Right,
And
right.
then I was like, oh, too far. So, yeah, Ben changes his clothes into this cool black outfit.
Sensing a shift.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Sensing a shift.
it's almost like black represents the dark side. The
Almost
dark
like-
side
Sounds like Anakin and the prequels.
in the prequels. So one of the Quarren Jedi ends up dying. Because
Can't have aliens. Nope. Not in the sequel trilogy.
Nope.
Not in the sequel trilogy. You can't have aliens.
No aliens.
None of the established aliens.
And
except the
one we talked about.
Thorians, but there's not actually an Thorian.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He has a beard. Apparently, it's a different species or something. I don't know.
So, but that one Jedi died by, it was accidental again. So far we've seen that Ben has not killed anybody maliciously. It would be manslaughter, I guess, at this point.
I mean, we have, but it was his father.
And so, yeah, at this point,
manslaughter. Different charge. Different.
It's different. It's not the same. Manslaughter. So he fights the Knights of Ren again, I believe. And then the Jedi fight them, and the two living Jedi. So basically, throughout this whole comic, they make it look like Ben has the opportunity to kill all these Jedi, but he ends up not taking it, and so the Jedi die through other means, like Ren kills one of them, Force chokes him, I believe. And so they finally had their confrontation. Ben and Ren, and he takes over as the leader of the Knights of Ren, and starts beginning to build his lightsaber crystal, and then the other cool thing in this, I thought, which a nice little touch, if I can find it again.
Look at that beefcake. Oh my!
Another beefcake.
Oh my gosh!
So we see a little snippet of Rey with
Unkar
Plutt.
Yes.
And so she, showing that little dyad in the Force that they briefly touched upon in the movie. And also we see Palpatine in his little whatever mechanical arm thing down on Exegol. So he says, claim your birthright, strike him down. And
that was good.
Thanks. Well,
that was a good one.
I could have done better.
That was a good one.
I don't like giving it my full thing, because then when then if it sucks, then it's like,
strike him down,
strike him.
And just do it as soon as you can.
Do it.
Do it. That's the only impression I got. That Nicolas Cage. I got
Christopher Walken auditioned for Han Solo.
Did he?
I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I like to know if I'm wrong, but I'm going to believe that until anybody tells me otherwise.
Hey, how are you? Oh, no, everything's fine here. No.
That would have been a completely different movie. But
can you imagine if Christopher Walken was I'm laughing my butt off right now just thinking about that.
Oh, man.
Hey, great shot, kid.
I love you.
1 in a million.
I can just imagine Leia and Han. I love you. I know.
Yeah. Well, the first thing is, I know you love me.
You love me. So
we got Palpatine
as old Christopher Walken over here, but yeah. So I thought that was cool, because
that is cool.
He
but he's obviously not face melted yet, like he was in Rise of Skywalker, where he was totally decayed.
Well, he
looked like a corpse.
Well, he is. I think he is, because he's got the white eyes.
He does have the blind eyes. I see that now, but he's not quite.
Yeah, well, it's
sallow cheeks yet.
Yeah, stylized. But side note, people have their opinions about Palpatine's return, and I have my opinions about how it was handled. However, I thought he was so good in that movie. I mean, I think honestly the scariest Palpatine's ever been when you see him. The first scene on Exegol with Kylo Ren could have been like a horror movie.
Could have been. And then at the end, I was totally petrified by him. He said, "Look what you have made."
Look what you have made.
It was very scary. I
love it.
And then when he Sith lightninged up the entire fleet.
Yeah. I loved it. I
it was a little far fetched for me, honestly. When I saw it, I was like, he can't do that. That's never been done. He can't do that. He never did that in episode 3 when he was at his peak.
He's all the Sith, though. Remember,
I am all the Sith, and I am all the Jedi.
So
shout out to Kanan Jarrus.
Yeah, that's the loudest line in the Force Ghost in the movie.
That little side note there. That was my favorite part of the entire Rise of Skywalker movie. Is that Kanan Jarrus got the biggest line
Next to Luke, he had the loudest, which is very.
Well, that's true because Luke was right at the end there. But
Well, personally, I was more mad that Hayden didn't have the last say, or at least before.
I'm
Luke.
mad that Hayden didn't show up at the end.
But hey, he's going to show up in Kenobi.
Hey, we
right?
got Kenobi coming on. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And also, again with Palpatine's return, I think they'll flesh that out in new media, and it'll be good to go.
Listen, Star Wars is always, if one thing, it is continually chugging along.
Yeah.
Chugging along, and they always have some sort of explanation. Isn't it from the old EU?
Yeah. So they make
some
it,
sort of explanation.
They make it work, and if it as much as they can make it work,
Man, look at that beefcake.
Yeah, Ben Swallow over here.
God.
Oh, look, there's
is that Ben or is that?
That's Ben, and that's Han, and Luke, and
why is Ben? Why does he have veins in his chest?
There you go. It was a little blurry. So look, he's got Luke, Lando, Leia, Han, that his Jedi friend that just died, Chewie. Pretty cool. I like seeing all that.
I don't like seeing veins in his chest though. That's weird. That's so strange.
She's just
Yeah. We all saw the
we
all saw the Last Jedi. Okay, we see him with the shirt off. We know. We know.
And there's his saber, bleeding the saber as they do now in canon.
As they do now. Yep.
So that kind of summed it up. It might have been a little all over the place if you weren't following along, but we recommend following along with the pictures if you're checking it out. But this is one of my favorite comics. I really like the Vader comics as well. The one that just came out. Really all of them, but the one that came out has Vader on Mustafar, hunted by Ochi from Rise of Skywalker.
Ochi of Bestoon.
Bestoon. And we see that, and also he finds or is on the hunt for Exegol. So we don't know what happens there, but I love continuity. I mean, it makes things a little more believable. When
once again, speaking of Kylo Ren, there was a deleted scene where he found the Oracle.
Oh yeah,
which is so disappointing that they did not put that in the movie.
Should have been, absolutely.
But Vader finds the Oracle.
I read it was like 20 minutes at least that they cut out, which makes sense because there's behind the scenes photos of Hux and General or Admiral Pride, whatever. Hux and Pride on Mustafar.
Don't even be started on Hux.
Yeah. So Hux and Pride on Mustafar. And
my new band name, Hux and Pride.
That sounds like a country duo. Brooks and Dunn.
Hux and Pride.
Hux and Pride. Chicken Pride.
There's nothing better than Coruscant.
Chicken Pride.
But I agree. It's
And they have the Eye of the Webbish Bog, which I'll throw that picture in there too. It's a very cool concept.
That was the Oracle.
That is the Oracle.
Yeah.
Just so weird and so Star Wars, and it's just really a bummer. Like that was. I thought I really loved the first scene of the movie on Mustafar and Exegol, but it could have expanded, a good 20 minutes before we found Palpatine. I thought it was a little rushed. Like my main problems with the movie are in the editing, and then a couple of the story decisions.
Palpatine,
but I do enjoy the movie. I do like it.
Palpatine in general was pretty rushed. He didn't get enough. He didn't get good enough lines. I don't think he had some really good ones. I'm not gonna lie, but
the dark side of the Force, pathway to many abilities, some consider to be
they're just
unnatural.
Rehash some lines.
Hey, that's for the prequel fans, man.
That's true. And
it's fan service.
Just like in the new episode of The Mandalorian where Boba Fett says, I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's Star Wars.
In Star Wars, and I think the creators know what the fans love, and they're definitely moving towards that.
You have to kind of suspend your disbelief for Star Wars a lot, and I think you'll enjoy it more. I've had to just kind of, certain things I don't like, just kind of say, hey, it wasn't what I wanted, but, try to find the good in it. And that's what we're here. We're on this podcast. We're trying to promote positivity, even when we have a difficult time ourselves, when we're disappointed.
Even when our expectations are subverted.
Even then.
Even then.
So I think that pretty much wraps up the Rise of Kylo Ren comic, but definitely check it out. There's some YouTube videos that do audio adaptations of it, and so I think that's a really good way to watch it and enjoy it. I watched it maybe a month ago or so. It's good, 45 minutes, something like that. But definitely worth watching. I mean, right now we have a lot of nothing going on in between Mandalorian and Bad Batch. So take up your time. If you need a Star Wars fix, go, check out that comic. And but hopefully we'll be back soon with. We still plan on doing that trivia episode when everybody can safely congregate. And
hopefully that'll be this weekend. Hopefully
we're hoping for.
Yeah.
But it'll happen eventually. But and then we'll find a new topic to talk about next time. If you have any suggestions, if you made it this far, comment on our Instagram or Facebook, YouTube, any of those, and just let us know what you'd like to hear. And with that said, may the Force be with you.
Y'all stay safe now.